All right. Set number 2 of Russia versus Poland. Russia getting off to a very quick lead here with 2 nice short games. Ooh, man, did we barely get that in before Fish shut down. I thought I had 5 minutes. That was not 5 minutes. Alright. Whatever. We're in the game. That's all that matters. We will not be interrupted by Fish's shenanigans. Russia jumping out to an early lead. Oh, god damn it. Mazur's not in Russia. Mazur's not Russian. Oh, I was trying to be all fancy, get that ready beforehand, and ooh, so backfired. That's fine. That's fine. Luckily, these people have short names without really bad capitalization. And I appreciate that, Mazur and Djem. So, right side we have Mazur. He is the red Protoss. Left side we have Djem. I need a... There we go. We have Djem. He is the blue Protoss. Some good old-fashioned PvP action. I'm glad Mazur's back. I'm a fanboy a little bit. Mazur, for quite a while now, has been one of my favorite foreigners. I'm glad he's still playing. I was sad when he did not participate in ISL 3. And I was afraid that was going to be the last time we see him, but no, he's back. And this isn't the first tour he's been back for. He's been back for other stuff, but I think this is one of the first times I've had a chance to cast him. It makes me happy. So we have 1 gate tech from Mazur, and we have a 2 gate from Djem. Now Mazur's setting up the scouting probe and setting it in the right direction first. He can cancel the assimilator and throw down a second gateway. He will have enough time because he scouted out his opponent first, if he wants to, or he can trust his own micro. Up to him. And it looks like he's letting the assimilator finish. He also could just let the assimilator finish and throw down a gateway. But I imagine since he did not cancel the assimilator, he's just going to... Excuse me, he is just going to play tech. And no! Completely wrong. Thanks, Mazur. What a bastard, man. Praising him, talking about how I'm a fanboy of his, saying he's a really good player, and then boom. Does this to me. What the fuck, Mazur? Alright. Anyway, not a problem. So, little 2 gate on 2 gate. Djem did find his opponent, and the probe is still there. There is a glare on my screen that just does not let me see blue on this minimap. Specifically blue on this side of the map. I can see it on this side. From this side, I cannot see a blue dot. That will certainly not come back to haunt me. Nah, there's no way. There's no way I will miss blue doing something important on the right side of the map because I can't see it. Maybe I should just do that for all my casts. Just like, hey everyone, I spilt paint on my monitor, so like this entire region completely blacked out for me. So if something's going on the minimap and I miss it, not my fault. I like this plan. I like this plan. Okay, hey everyone, I spilt paint, like all in this area. I cannot see the minimap. So, yeah. But it's fine. I'm pretty good at casting without looking at the minimap anyway. Pretty much what I do. Oh. Yeah, I meant to go and try to find a potential co-caster, and then I didn't. So, I may pick up a co-caster after this game. I might. Possibly. Possibly. Clearly, Bakuryu. Superior choice. Not superior. Did not mean superior. An excellent choice for helping me cast this PvP. Definitely the kind of guy I want. Bakuryu knows everything there is to know about PvP. So, both players, after going 2-gate, have been surprisingly passive. And really, Djem's the one who's made more units here, so he should be up to him to try to initiate, and it looks like he's finally going to get around to doing that now. Both players before that point had only sent out a Zealot or two each. And now we're going to have a little bit of micro. Mazur, with the high ground advantage, should be able to help out here, but it's going to come down to the micro a lot. And Mazur is giving up the high ground to a large extent, but a probe coming down, helping to equalize the odds here, and now the Dragoons are going to be able to get some nice shots off. We do have pretty much equal. We have one full health goon and one injured goon. 66 to 64, like almost identical for these two players. Range for Mazur, getting close. Range for Djem, even closer. So there won't be a huge range advantage for one of the players in here. I mean, Djem has like a 10-15 second window if he's super Gosu and realizes that he has range and the opponent doesn't, to like wreck face for those 3 volleys, but no. Alright, so third gateway and a robotics facility. I imagine since he's getting that third gateway, Mazur is not thinking about Reavers here, and he's just trying to get the obs out. Compared to the other side, Djem is going for a robo facility off of just 2 gateways, so he might be going for Reavers. Off of 1 base, going 3-gate goon and trying to add shuttle and Reavers onto that is a little bit intensive. It doesn't quite work out most of the time. Like in the short term it can, but long term not really. But 3-gate with obs, that's perfectly reasonable. Will not impede your expansion too much. Do have an observatory first from Djem though. Just making sure his opponent is not going DTs. Both players did get that Zealot Scout in, but it's a little bit too quick to see any kind of tech timings. See whether DTs were going to be there or not. And Mazur, wow. Dominating fight there. It didn't look like he had that many more goons to start out with. I'm guessing he focus fired a bit better than Djem did, and that's why he came out so much ahead. But a little bit surprising for, that Mazur was able to win that battle so decisively, especially considering he had to come down the ramp. He did not have a high ground advantage. In fact, the high ground was hurting him because of the choke. Alright. So, first Reaver on the way for Djem, and no support? Yes, no support for Mazur. Mazur is throwing down this pylon though. Great positioning for a pylon. Obviously wanting to scout out for that dropship that may or may not be coming in. And ooh, you could see the little blue ring around the pylon, but I don't think you could see it around the Nexus. Even so, the fact that there's a pylon building here means there's an expansion going down. So that probe, while it did die very quickly, it achieved what it needed to. So, Reaver is out, Observer on the way. Does he not have an Observer? Wait, he went Observatory, then Support, then Speed? No, Observatory, then Support, then Reaver, then Speed, then Observer, and then Shuttle? No, then a second Reaver. Huh. A little bit of a funny build order. When Mazur came down with all those Dragoons, the fact that Mazur had that many Dragoons meant that Djem did not need an immediate Observer, because obviously Mazur could not have had that many Dragoons if he had gone DTs. So, Djem was getting the Observatory in preparation to make an Observer to fight the DTs, but then realizing that there wasn't a DT, he just stopped it, got his first Reaver out a little bit sooner than he would have otherwise. Smart decision. Does not have a shuttle yet though, and the speed is actually going to finish before the shuttle does. Mazur? Mazur, what you doing? What you doing to that poor knockoff of a pterodactyl? Alright. Do we still not have shuttles? We still have no shuttles. Oh, there we go. We have a shuttle. And now that we have shuttles, our Reavers can be mobile. And we might be able to get some kind of movement from one of the players here. Specifically Djem. And it looks like he's not going to go for an attack. Instead, going to go for harass. But he is going to have to fly over 1, 2, 3 pylons. You can see there is a complete field of vision. There is no black space. Well, a little bit of black space here, but there's no black space that that thing could fly through and get into the base. In fact, going to get to this point and see the pylon and turn back, but does need to be a little bit careful that the shuttle's not caught out of position by these goons that are coming out. That would be an absolute game changer if he loses the speed shuttle. And with the speed, a little bit of the double-edged sword of the speed shuttle is that it flies so fast it can get ahead of your army like this. Obviously, that drawback is nowhere near as comparable to the damage you can do with the speed shuttle and the kind of flexibility it gives you, but something you gotta be careful of. A third Reaver, and still no shuttle for Mazur. Now, without a shuttle, you're not able to dodge, Dragoon shots. You're not able to dodge Reaver shots. The shuttle adds at least an extra 140 health to the Reaver. At least. And then more than that, because if the Dragoons are targeting the Reaver and then you lift it up, that's just all damage that misses. And it's not added onto the shuttle. So, 140 at least. It's just such a nice tool to have. And I'm kind of surprised Mazur doesn't have it yet. Also, if your Reavers are a little bit too far forward, like they were just then, you can use it to pull them back. On the other hand, if they're a little bit too far back, like they just were then, you can use them to move them forward more quickly. Where is the shooting? Nope. Damn it. Got distracted. But here comes the battle. We do have Djem splitting up his Reavers now, so the shuttle's not going to be able to help both of them, but the Reavers are clumped up, which means that you can do splash on the Reavers, and it doesn't. No! More reinforcement Dragoons coming in for Djem. It looked like Mazur was going to be able to win that, but now the tides are turning back the other way, and Djem is doing a great job, unable to save that Reaver, but these goons take a lot of hits in the process, and Djem, it looks like he's barely going to be able to come out of that battle alive. He does save a Reaver. Did he lose the shuttle? It looks like he lost the shuttle. So he has a Reaver and 3 Dragoons. But it's not quite enough to keep pushing. Not quite enough to knock down Mazur's front door. Is that the injured one? Ah, that is the injured one. It's coming back. It's coming back. It's coming back to haunt Mazur! Under the guise of the injured Cacao, the DTs come in, and they're targeting the Nexus. I'm actually surprised they're targeting the Nexus instead of the probes. The shuttle was seen, so it's not as if they were going to be sneaky, but, oh, the cannon does have detection. The probes are now trying to kill the DTs. 1 DT down, 2, 3 DTs down, and the Nexus is going to live. If we have not established a theme for this clan war, it is certainly the living of the town halls. And oh, a great shot from the heroic Reaver that was barely able to survive, and now coming in for round 2. No, that one's going to miss, but the shuttle needs to get out of there. The shuttle lives. Oh boy, very nice harass, and keeps the Reaver alive. But can he survive the counter attack? He does have more supply, but a lot of the supplies in some units that don't help him right now. The probe's not going to help him in fights. The Templar's not significant right now in these numbers, so Mazur could potentially attack, but the real issue is he doesn't have a shuttle. Mazur has still yet to build a shuttle this game. That is ridiculous, to the point that I almost think I'm missing the shuttle. But I have just... Oh... damn. Mazur getting lucky there, picking off the speed shuttle with the Reaver in it. And man, if there was a Reaver up on this high ground, attacking this would be so much more difficult for Mazur. But now Mazur has a shot if he wants to go in that direction. Instead, he could come down here, try to break down the front. Where's the slow Reaver? Slow Reaver is stopped walking across the map. I wanted to see it waddling its way over. Alright. So, pylon taken out, and it looks like the probe will be setting up Mazur's third base. Djem clearly already having his up for a while now. And, ooh, another explosion there, taking out Templar. I think it was a Templar. So. Alright. Nexus. Man, it's not gonna die. I don't think there's a way that Djem can come in and kill it. And if he does, it's gonna be so late that it's almost not worth rebuilding because there's not enough minerals here. A little bit funny. That DT harass is almost really good. But Djem made the split-second decision of going for the Nexus instead of the probes. I guess because the shuttle was seen, he figured that the probes would be immediately pulled, but I think he could have gotten like 3 probe kills while they were pulling back and then started to attack the Nexus, and then the probes would not have been surrounding the DTs, so the DTs would have ended up living longer. Ooh. A little bit of a probe duel over which probe can take this base. I don't actually think Mazur wanted to take this base. I don't think he's in the position to take a hidden expo here. A hidden expo here would be a lot better, although it's not a gas space. But still, I think he was just getting out with that probe. Man, the gem supply lead increasing to a pretty substantial point at the right now. Up by 50 supply, and no, I thought he had a I thought he had an upgrade lead, but I just have not been seeing Mazur's forge. It is around here somewhere. There it is, hiding in the back. Ooh, excuse me. Alright. So it looks like Mazur is actually going to complete this game without building a shuttle. Kind of amusing, but we are past the stage where Reavers are really effective, and I'd be surprised to see him go back to it. Instead, now it is all about the storms, and like that one, a great storm to start off the fight, a second great storm. And that's going to make Djem think about it. Oh, a third storm, a fourth storm. Mazur 4 for 4 on these storms. Djem finally getting a good storm off of his own, and wow, 5 for 5 on these storms, 6 for 6. He is just refusing to miss, and that is the Mazur play that I love. Mazur, in my opinion, more than anybody else, known for his storms, and man, normally it's storm drops. But he is showing off some very impressive talent there, and despite having 50 supply less than his opponent, he's actually going to be able to hold it off. I mean, he's going to... Djem's focusing up here right now, but that's not going to be enough to take it out. That's probably the worst storm he's had, but it still picked off 2 Templar. Oh, but Mazur's army is finally starting to dwindle. He's morphing all of his High Templars into Archons, and Mazur, despite the great storms, just not quite enough to overcome Djem. And Djem's going to be able to win game 1. Alright. So, do I want a co-caster? Do I want a co-caster? Bakuyu, you want to jump in on this? I guess. Maybe it's just the fact that you have a lightning bolt, so I'm instantly drawn to you, but... need to log in anyway. Got a little bit of time to set that things up. No? Nope. Alright. It's fine. I will soldier on. Alright. So. Oh, Icarus! I thought I was forgetting one map. That's right. Icarus is in this. Alright. Let's get this started. Alright. In the top position is Mazur. He is still red. In the left position is Djem. He is yellow. Man. This is actually not a very good start for Poland at all. Losing their first 3 sets now. And South Park was one of the people who lost. South Park is Poland's one of their best. It's not their best player, but like certainly top 3. You don't want him to be losing. And now Mazur's losing to Djem, who might be the worst player of Russia's really strong lineup they sent out. Like, Russia has a really good lineup, but if you're losing to Djem, I don't know how you're going to beat the rest of Russia. This is not a good start. Alright. Well, Djem's going to go in the right direction. Mazur, okay. He was either for scouting for a proxy back here, I don't even know if this is buildable, or he just forgot how the map was laid out. Yeah. Yeah. Talking about other games in the chat. Unfortunately, the way that this time slot works out for me, I only have time for 1 Nation War. Because these Nation Wars are so long, I really have time for like 1.5 Nation Wars, but I can't just start one and leave it unfinished. So I will only be casting 1 Nation War. You'll only get a best of 7 of best of 3s. So you get a shit ton of Brood War. But yeah. It pained me to have to choose between wanting to cast Poland and Russia or North America and Western Europe. Both of those looked really, really good. But I could not pass up Russia versus Poland. Like, Russia versus Poland, I think it's 2 of the best teams. I predicted earlier that North America is team number 1. I predicted North America to win. During Blitz, I'm going to pimp that a little bit. Oh, yeah. During Blitz, I predicted North America would win it all, but it was very hard for me to not pick Poland to repeat, and Russia's number 3. It's like, these teams are so damn good. And since Poland and America aren't in the same group, I think Russia versus Poland might be the best regular season matchup, starting out week 1. Oh. Stepped on a water bottle. And Western Europe's really good too. As I said, I was torn between North America and Western Europe. Like, Western Europe, assuming that they got... Oh. I had DND on, and then Fish logged me out, and I forgot to turn it back on. Oops. Alright. So, Djem Gas stole Mazur. I have not been talking about the game at all at this point. Djem Gas stole Mazur. And, wow. Gas stole and then Manor Pyloned the Expo. But both players once again going for a 2-gate. So, interesting. Mazur, 2 gateways and then cannon. Alright. So obviously he's getting the cannon to make for a safe expo. So the next step in this plan is to in fact get the expo, but it means that his tech is going to be so late. So late compared to Djem's. Djem, who has a cybercore halfway done, where Mazur is going to start the Nexus before he starts the cybercore. And that's... yeah, the Nexus is even a little bit of a ways off. That is Mazur's, correct? Yeah, that is Mazur's. I'm kind of surprised he threw that down that quickly. Oh. Well then. Okay, so... Cannon, then Cybercore, then Expo? I don't understand why there's a cannon here. Like, if you're going to be getting the Cyber Core now, you could have gotten the Cyber Core a little bit earlier and then just had 2 goons out by now. And then your defense would be about the same. You haven't gotten out a faster Expo. Really, he could have gotten that Expo out with the goons. I think if he wanted to just get a fast Expo, it would have been fine. Right? I'm not crazy. Right? Right? This makes sense in my head, I think. It makes sense that it doesn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense because I can't even talk straight. That's fine. Alright. Cool. Chat agrees with me. Chat... at least I think they agree with me. I'm going to choose to believe that the chat agrees with me. As I do with most things. I just assume that people are on board with what I'm doing. Anyway, Dragoons came out, and Mazur's going to be forced back because he couldn't break the ramp with his 6 Zealots. But he has 2 cannons up, so that's good enough to stop the 2 Dragoons. The Pylon's actually in a really nice position, where even though it's in the quote-unquote front, it can't be targeted. Just because if the goons are sitting here, the cannons will still be in range. They can't, like, get to the side out here where that pylon would be vulnerable. So that positioning actually works really well for PvP. Mazur does have a couple of his own out. Want to check these range timings. Is Djem done? I think Djem is done here. Where Mazur is a little bit less than half. Got a little bit of time to wait here, but not going to be a huge problem. And, I mean, he's still going to have later tech. Even though he did get the Cyber Core before the Nexus, so it's not that much later. But it is still significantly later. I mean, he hasn't even started his Robo. Where Djem's Reaver is almost out. And that's going to be a real pain for Mazur to deal with. He does not have a huge number of goons to try to step forward and snipe the Reaver when it comes in and starts attacking the cannons. Or Djem could just drop the Reaver here and pick off 10 probes. I'm not sure what Mazur is doing. But we're going to find out. Because this seems like what's obviously going to happen. Based off of Mazur's build, your opponent is going to tech faster. And Mazur does have an expansion. Djem does not. So he just needs to live. He can even afford to take a little bit of damage here, and it'll all be fine. He just needs to not die. Trying to snipe the shuttle? Not quite finishing off the shields. But getting close, and now stepping forward again, that Reaver, it's in a very annoying position to hit. The Dragoon is bugging out is bugging out the Scarabs a little bit, and Mazur is going to be able to pick it off. But did it cost him too much? Those cannons were almost dead to begin with, and now that cannon was almost dead too. It's all the cannon defenses are gone. The Reaver did its job and did a great deal of damage when Mazur stepped forward to pick it off. Now the probes are being pulled. He's losing a whole mess of probes here, and the Dragoons are continuing to step forward. 8 probes going down so far, but that counter is premature because this is not over. He is just continuing to lose probes now. And, there, 6 more. 8 plus 6, that's 14. If I do remember what I was taught in kindergarten. Mazur, he has a high ground? Is the high ground even enough here? 5 versus 3, and there's a Zealot? They don't need to go up to the high ground. It doesn't look like they're going to. Just going to have fun finishing off the Nexus and possibly the Robo. This from Mazur, that was a very ballsy idea from Mazur, to put the Robo in the natural. It meant that the Reaver was going to be able to get there faster, but I mean, maybe he just assumed that if he loses the Nexus, the game's over anyway, so might as well put the Robo down here. But how did Mazur do that again? This is the second time now Mazur came down with fewer goons, threw fire down a ramp, and then won. The fuck, Mazur? How are you doing that? Why can't I do that? Why are you so much better than me? Well, lots of reasons why he's a lot better than me. So, Mazur holds? Like, if he had pulled the 14 probes, I'd be, like, ecstatic with Mazur's position. It'd be like, holy shit, he's doing so friggin' amazing right now. He only lost some cannons and some units. But he has up his Nexus. Everything's fine. But those 14 probes, it's a lot of minerals gone. That's a lot of mining gone. And Djem has his base up. So Mazur, he's in a tough spot. 13 supply behind. That's not ridiculous. Ooh, that's... Okay, there we go. I was like, you can't afford it. This Mazur cannot afford to have 5 idle probes. But they're moving now. It's not good. But it's not over. Mazur, he's just crafty enough, just sly enough, just harass-prone enough to make something good happen here. Most other players, game over, you lost. But Mazur, it's not quite over. He can do some stuff. Alright. So, Observer Snipe, not terribly important as he does not have any Dark Templar, but still doing some good damage on the Dragoons. Once again, Mazur is going to go up against a Reaver, and he doesn't have any tech of his own. Like, he kept the Robo Facility alive, but the Robo Facility can't actually do anything for him. I thought he was going to throw down a support so he could get something going. Or a Templar Archive so he could start storm dropping, which is really the better option here. To get the Templar Archives to start storming, but nah, he's just gonna get +1 and 4 gateways. I'm so confused by your build, Mazur, but that's fine. That's fine. Clearly that's why he got the Forge. So that he could get a faster +1 than his opponent. That's all it is. It's been gearing up for this 14-minute +1 goon timing attack. Because... Actually, no. +1 does not make you kill the Reaver any faster. Wait, yes it does. 1 hit less, because the Reaver will generate 1 shield. So, +1 means that you can kill the Reaver 1 shot faster. That's what he's doing. And you kill the shuttle 1 shot faster. It's going to be the sickest +1 timing attack you have ever seen from any player. Not getting the Citadel though, so it does look like he's going to get some storms. It's probably a smart idea in case this +1. Okay. So we got 7 gateways for Djem right now, and 103 supply. Oh, nope, not gonna get a hit. 7 gateways for Djem, 103 supply, compared to 90 supply for Mazur, and only 4 gateways. I don't know how Djem's managed to have so many more gateways for this long now, and yet he hasn't gotten any more ahead in supply. It's still that same, like, about 15 supply lead for Djem. And obviously, 15 supply at this point is worth a lot less than 15 supply when it's 65 versus 50. But Djem's pushing out now with the Reaver. The shuttle didn't die. Yeah, it's hanging out back there, just behind the overlay. You can't see it. Actually, with these overlays, they are in front of the Brood War on my view, so I cannot see the shuttle, but I just kind of inferred it was there. So, Mazur with less supply, less economy, less gateways, less tech. But he has +1. But he has +1. I don't know. Mazur's shown that his Goon Micro is top notch. Like, whenever the Dragoon counts have been anywhere close to similar, Mazur's been crushing Djem in this game and the last. The Goon counts are kinda similar, and Mazur has +1. It's just Mazur needs Djem to throw away the shuttle. This shuttle dies right here. Mazur's right back into this. And it's very, very scary. But if Djem plays very cautiously, keeps this one unit alive, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for Mazur. In fact, if I was Djem, I'd drop the Reavers. Just like, anytime the shuttle isn't moving, the Reavers are dropped. Just so in case something really weird happens, you're not going to lose everything that quickly. And they pick up units instantaneously. It's not like you're adding much time. There we go. Djem knows what's up, although it looks like he's just moving back the shuttle to pick up some High Templar or something. Liking this. Djem. We're on the same wavelength. Or I am on the same wavelength that he was on about 2 hours ago. Bunch of High Templar for Djem. Djem realizing that the Reaver time of the game is pretty much over. And Mazur's Storm is just finishing now. I know, his Storms almost, like, got ridiculously close to bringing him back in the last game. And now, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the Mazur Storm drop. Let's see it. Let's see the devastation that is about to occur on these probes. Oh, there is even a high ground to drop them up on if he wants to, and no. Djem with a very quick pull. Very nice. Very nice. Dropping one zealot there, a little bit of a distraction. There's not a cannon in the main, but there is an observer, so the DT that is it with these shuttles. Storm going down. Not that good. Not that good. That's fine, though. There's nothing actually chasing them. They can just pick up and leave. It's all good. It's all good. Still only a 20 supply lead for Djem, despite having almost double the amount of gateways. That's really weird. Why is that happening? Djem, what up? I mean, it's not like he's banking 3K. Macro's pretty good. Oh, I just got the 2v2. Alright. Go set that up after this set. Alright. So, DT coming in. Gonna snipe off that probe. Probably force a cancel on the Nexus, too. Unless Djem sends his entire army back. Like, it's a race. Nah, the Nexus is building too fast. I mean, the shields are going down. But the hull is going up too fast. Nah. Nah, that Templar can't finish it off. Oh, and there's even a cannon warping in. Yeah, I don't know why Djem sent so much back to try to deal with this, but that's fine. Zealot drop. Both players with a shuttle and 2 High Templar lurking on the outskirts of the map right now. Ooh, and Mazur it looks like Mazur finally got that hit, because he was behind by 40 supply at that point. But Djem's maxed. If Djem does not attack right now, he will lose his supply lead, because Mazur's supply is just going to keep increasing. Very nice macro at this stage in the game. 3 bases, 173 supply, and he's down to less than 100 of each. Very cool. Ooh. Ooh, was that a good storm drop? Was that a really good storm drop? That was not a really good storm drop. This Templar is like, he's just kind of crouch. Oh, there was an observer. Alright. I thought that Templar was going to be able to... Ooh. I thought the Templar was going to be able to live, because eventually the cannon would stop being able to see it, but no. Observer killed that thing off. 175. 175. What are the upgrades looking like? 1-1 compared to 1-0, but Djem does have double armories going, so his 2-1 will finish at the same time. Mazur's 2-1 finishes. Storm drop on the backside, not getting a decent amount. 7 kills, but Mazur did have a very nice pull there, so could have been a lot worse. Still good damage for Djem at this point. I'm really surprised that Djem isn't attacking, and he's just playing this really passively. Boy. That composition does not get much better. Like, what else do you do to make this composition better for Djem? You just go, well, I guess an Archon's better than 2 Zealots, so start killing off your Zealots and replacing them with Archons? But after that, it's like, ooh. You have as many Reavers as you can deal with. You have as many Templars as you can deal with. It's a good goon to melee unit ratio. Goons compared to Zealots plus Archons. Oh. Looks like the shuttle that was hiding back here tried to fly out, but died. And this could be the start of the battle of this game, and storms going down. Huge storms for both players. I think Djem is actually getting the better end of these storms in terms of just raw damage he is doing, because he has so many Templar, where Mazur does not quite have as many, or at least is not able to get all of his storms off. He actually has a good number of Templar. I'm surprised he hasn't been able to get the storms off, but a lot of these units for Djem are clumping up in the back and not getting engaged in the fight, where Mazur's full Dragoon force was coming to bear. Now, the Archon's being sacrificed for Mazur. A great storm going down. Is Mazur going to be able to win this? Are you kidding me, Mazur? You were caught out of position, you sacrificed 6 Dragoons in the beginning of the fight, and you're still going to win, Mazur! Godlike with these Dragoons, and nothing is going to stop him when he has anywhere close to equal numbers. Absolutely amazing, and now there's only a 10 supply lead for Djem, and it's all in probes. It is all in probes and these speed lots, I guess. But oh, Mazur, just make 2 Archons and you got this! He's got to take out a base, though. He's got to figure out a way to attack this bottom expansion. There's a lot of cannons to get through, but he's got to do something. Alright. Zealot hit force. Coming in from the side, there is an Observer. Grew! It was almost a great storm, but then Djem pulled back. So it was a pretty good storm. Just a pretty good storm. Could have been absolutely amazing. Almost. Djem avoided it being absolutely amazing. 2-1 for both players, so we are even in that regard. 3 attack upgrade coming up for Mazur, where 3-2 is coming up for Djem. So Djem started out at an upgrade disadvantage, now tied it up, about to be in an advantage. Obviously what you get when you go double... Excuse me, when you go double forges. Yeah, that's what they're called, forges. Man. Mazur, I feel like I should say the exact same thing I said 15 minutes ago. Any other player, this game's over. Mazur, though, is just a disadvantage. He's behind, but it's not insurmountable for Mazur. Maybe somehow, some way, he can just do something. Is that gonna be enough Zealots? 4 Zealots for spaced out cannons? Gonna actually be really close whether these Zealots can pick them off. Now I think these Zealots can do it. I thought that this cannon would be able to support this one, but it really wasn't able to. So I think that these Zealots can take it down. Djem, once again, thinking about sending his entire army, then deciding not to send his entire army, and oh, the probe block is going to be enough. So these 4 Zealots will not be enough to finish off this base. And Mazur needs to pull back. His army's not ready for this fight. Okay. Ooh, boy. Djem, 0 Dragoons. 0 Dragoons, 0 Templar, 0 Reavers. This is Archon Zealot. Djem, just give it a big middle finger at this point. Just like, I'm done with this game. You need to die now. I'm going to use gas on my Archons and minerals on my Zealots, and they will kill everything, and Mazur did not have enough Dragoons. GG. Oh, Mazur. Two nice games from Mazur, but 2 better games from Djem. Djem got early advantages using better build orders and just rode those to victory. It takes a talented player to not let Mazur back into the game, and it's really something that Djem should be applauded for.